Hello, this is Pastor Dr. James Jefferson Crook. Not a physician doctor like you think, but a doctor of divinity. Um, you could say an honorary one because, this way, for 20 years I put the examples to the test and I proved it in my life kind of thing, by example, and it works quite well. I'm certainly no hypocrite about what I do, so I mean, you can't judge me for it either, so that's how it is. Um, well, let's put it this way. I'm alright here. Everybody really is. For the most part, I do believe the end times are around now. I don't know about you, but by principality or by principles, I really can't accept things like COVID in my life, you know what I mean? Because I live for God, not for COVID. And if COVID's going to run the show kind of thing for everyone, where us have to wash their hands and wear a mask or get an injection kind of thing for a vaccine, basically just have a passport, basically to buy or sell kind of thing, as foretold in the Bible. That's more or less what we'd have to do, in order to be able to buy and sell, which is to accept something that we really shouldn't. Either way, it's of no effect kind of thing, because it changes nothing, you understand? It really changes nothing. If COVID is here, it will always be here no matter what you do for it. And basically, COVID doesn't have to be something you live for, very much like an obsessive compulsive disorder. And really, that's what COVID appears to be. It's a huge worldwide massive obsession and compulsion, basically to wash your hands, wear a mask, and get an injection kind of thing, and then go around waving a passport all the time, basically trying to escape a COVID kind of thing, or the anxiety there to it, and you never get rid of that anxiety because it's always there anyways. And that anxiety is basically, the garbage pots that Marx talked about, okay? They don't like God, and they rebel against him kind of thing, because they hate being the garbage pots, obviously, and they'd rather not be, and that's why they hate God so much. But that's their lot in life kind of thing. I can't change that. And the anxiety will be there until such time as, they're gone kind of thing. And the fact is, but to be kind of merciful or compassionate kind of thing to something I really maybe shouldn't oughta, but somehow I feel like I should, it's to understand something, okay? How would you feel like if you were, put it this way, to take a garbage can kind of thing, and it's really a good garbage can, right? It does the job kind of thing, and then you more or less toss it in the garbage, in the garbage dump, basically. Isn't that kind of like rubbing insult to injury? I mean, you don't want to take a garbage can that's been holding all your garbage and dumping it into a garbage bin, but more or less is dumped into the garbage dump kind of thing. Obviously, a garbage can is supposed to be for garbage, but it's not garbage itself. It's a useful container, isn't it? Somehow it is. And what's in that container is usually useful for compost or something. But either way, it's not useless, is it? It's a tool like everything else. And if anything, leaving it in the garbage dump in the first place, I don't know. There's a place for everything and everything in its place. I suggest that maybe we take our garbage and we dump it in the landfill kind of thing, but if anything, the landfill has to produce something out of it, And if anything, it's recyclable that way. And all garbage is recyclable to some extent, because we recycle the earth all the time by having trees grow and everything, and then using the trees for something and everything. And then we're mining ore and gold and stuff, which all came from the earth anyways, right? And we find it as precious metal and everything. Well, wouldn't that be like a garbage can being discovered by an archaeologist somewhere along the line? Then one finds a garbage can and says, whoa, this is precious metal, because it's being very old, and therefore an antique even. Somehow a garbage can really isn't all that worthless and cheap and shit even. It's basically really important to have. So everything has its place and everything has its purpose and all kinds of things. So we really can't get after anything that happens in this world anyways. So either way, all good comes to those who love God. And if anything, if gold can be pure, and be in the streets of in the city of Jerusalem, then obviously gold is a precious metal, and as pure as it can get. It can be quite as clear as glass. Well, obviously some metals are rare, and apparently garbage cans are not so rare at all, so that's why they appear worthless. But they're not worthless, they're quite useful. The fact is, they can be recycled into something more or less rarer to have. Think about it. Even garbage cans can be turned into tire rims, clothes racks, all kinds of things. And if they're plastic, well, they can be recycled into something like medical tubes and something. All sorts of things must continue to give us a job to do, right? And isn't that what we all want to do, is to have a job, basically? And obviously, when we have a job, basically we can use those things to keep our jobs, right? And if we keep our jobs, we have something to feed our bellies, right? And if we feed our bellies, obviously we're happy, right? And it says in the Bible, if you keep a man hungry, you must have a man working, kind of thing. And what else is there? Well, obviously, we're all trying to feed our bellies anyways. So the more hungry we are, the more willing we are to work, maybe? I don't know, but the thing is, give some things a break out there. I would say, somehow have pity on maybe, the bad guys out there, because maybe they're just, out there to give us a job in the first place or something, to give us a reason for doing anything for Jesus and God, kind of thing. And have a break on them too, because I'm certain they're not happy about their lot in life either. And we think we're so great that we're more important than they are, kind of thing. Somewhere along the line, those that are humbled, should be exalted to some extent, right? I don't know, for some reason around these times of years, this time of season, basically I see the bad guys coming out, kind of thing, and basically being justified for a change. Like they had their reasons to be what they were, kind of thing, and they weren't trying to be bad or mean or evil, kind of thing. They just had their issues as well, and they didn't know their way out either. And if I understand it correctly, you give a person a way out, they're happy and they're free. And when they're free, they're not so mean and evil. They were just angry for being prisoners in the first place. So if anything, they might be free right now, and they might be prisoners later, kind of thing. But one way along the line, I would certainly love to see them free, free for being free and not evil, They just don't want to be in prison, Isn't that sad or something? I don't really understand why, but I can't really hold anything against anyone, really. In spite of it all, I still cannot hold anything against anyone. It would hurt and hurt and hurt to do it. But the thing is, I still cannot let them go and forget about them like as if they never existed, when they more or less brought a lot of things to me in my life to make me a better person. Without the struggle or the challenges, how can we ever improve? Isn't that what the purpose of maybe the devil is? To keep us in tow and challenge us, to keep us improving? Wouldn't that be right? For every white piece on a chessboard, there's a black piece, correct? Now, the white can't always win, because if they did, what's the point of playing chess? You know what I mean? Sometimes the black pieces gotta win too. And if anything, a white piece has to have a black piece to play against in order to win anything anyways. So you gotta have your black pieces in life. And obviously, I think the black pieces are really happy being black pieces. And if you don't like playing chess as a white piece, play a black piece, for crying out loud. Whatever's going on. Without a black piece, there's no white piece. And without no white piece, there's no chessboard. Makes sense, doesn't it? Which side do you want to play on? Darth Vader's side or Luke Skywalker's? And obviously, somehow the good conquers the bad, right? Well, obviously, the good has to conquer the bad, but the bad has to be there for the good to do that. And obviously, if you can't understand that, I have a hard time right now. The fact of the matter is, either way, whose side are you on? The black side for the black guy? Or the white side for the white guy? Or the black side for the white guy? You know what I mean? Weird, eh? it's kind of like there's, put it this way, if there's a biker gang that's basically the angels for the black side kind of thing, is that really good? Or what about heaven's devils? Is that a good thing? Kind of weird, huh? Yin yang, right? Interesting how that works. If anything, for the yin and the yang, I must be the white with the little black in them. But if I'm black with a little white in me, I don't know. It doesn't. It makes sense, right? There's a balance to everything, right? Interesting how that works. Eh? The yin and the yang in life. This one is just to understand the push and pull of things in life. And Jesus is very much about, making sure the push and pull in life has, you could say, supervision. You could say, a king to lord over it kind of thing. Because if you don't have a king to lord over the push and pull kind of thing in life, obviously the push and pull can more just be a lot of push instead of pull. I don't think you'd appreciate that. And since God is a God of order, not of disorder, it's a good thing Jesus Christ is around there to keep the push and pull in order. You know what I mean? That's really all there is. Thank God. The spirit of love is within that, in me and everybody else kind of thing, and it's important to have. That's really all it is. If there's no love in you, I suppose you're as cold as stone. I don't think there's any life in stone, really, or even in pure gold. But it's sort of a rare gold indeed, and it does bring self-esteem somehow. It can't love you, and you can't love it, really. The love of money is the root to all evil. You know what I mean? You can't love a machine. You can't love anything that's cold and loveless, lack of emotion kind of thing. And if there is no emotion, there never was. Sorry about that, somehow. But the machines that actually do have the feelings, are the ones I'm more or less talking about, because with a chessboard, there's a human being on one side and a human being on the other, and if one is a machine, playing the chess piece against you kind of thing, you're more or less playing against another human being who programmed that machine, and that's where you get the trouble, right? Because human beings make mistakes, and even though they might program the chess pieces or the chess game and the chess pieces to play a certain move after calculating your moves, the fact of the matter is you're still playing the better side because you're challenging yourself, right? And that's what the other programmer had made, was to challenge you, not to challenge himself. Now, if a chessboard or a chess computer or some sort of machine has artificial intelligence, it's learning off of you, basically, because you're learning off of it. So you're really in charge of that artificial intelligence. And if that artificial intelligence learns anything off of you, it will more or less understand what emotions are, right? It can't understand your feelings at all. And that's the thing. No matter how much you may try to have an artificial intelligence have life in him, he doesn't have a soul. You know what I mean? There's no emotions in him. There is no soul or psyche in an artificial intelligence. It's just a computer. And if it had a mind, there's no emotions to it. It's lifeless and cold. And if it's lifeless and cold, how could it possibly love? It can't. And if it does, it's artificial love. And that kind of love is fake. And if anything, there's a lot of narcissists out there that are fake. And if anything, they're cold-hearted machines, basically. An artificial intelligence that you really don't want to get to know. And I don't like them. Okay. And that's how it works. And there's many of them out there. It's a personality disorder. And somehow or other, they lack a chemical called emotions. They don't have the emotions they ought to have. But if they do, real life emotions, then basically you would feel love from them. And if you get no love from anyone, no matter how much you may love them for it, or love them back for it, or any kind of way you love them, the amount of pain, torture, and suffering you get from their lifeless love isn't fun at all. It's cruel and hurtful and everything, and it's not worthwhile, anything at all. Okay, so let go of the narcissist. There is no love in them. Okay? And as far as I'm concerned, they might appear to have life. They may have a life. Kind of thing that computer turns on and off. The fact is, if there's no love, there's no love. And that's all. I pity you. Take care. God bless. And watch out for the narcissists out there.